Welcome to the Abundant Mind Show. I am your host, Dr. Jake Hansen, and today we are talking about regrets. In the 80s, there was a study done of people that were 75 or older, and they were getting close towards the end of their life. And these people had had some healthcare issues, some struggles, and so they really asked, all questions about their life. And they asked them, what do you regret? Now, there was a small percentage of these people that said, hey, I regret doing this. I regret saying this. They regretted an action, basically. It was a very, very small percentage. The vast majority of this group regretted inaction. Inaction is the disease that destroys you and eats you from the inside out. And that is what I want to talk about. So regret in your life. One of my favorite quotes is, if you think the cost of winning is too high, wait until you get the bill from regret. Regret will eat you alive, and it serves no purpose other than if it teaches you a lesson. If something has happened that didn't turn out favorably, hey, awesome. There's a lesson in that. If it turned out great, well, what a wonderful blessing. So let's talk about the antidotes to regret. The number one antidote to regret is self-confidence. So you need to trust yourself and create self-confidence. Trusting yourself is absolutely everything. When you trust yourself, as opposed to seeking the opinions of others, you will be more apt to make a decision when an opportunity presents itself. So the number one addiction in our world is not alcohol. It's not drugs. It is seeking for other people's opinions about ourselves and our actions and our thoughts and ideas. That is the number one addiction, is seeking approval. I mean, social media is key on this. Selfies are a key. And if you've done something you're proud of, hey, it's awesome to be able to share that. And it's awesome to have people rally around you and to see people are excited about something that you've done or created, an accomplishment you've had. But constantly seeking other people's approval is going to destroy your ability to have faith and to trust in yourself. Self-confidence is absolutely critical. It is the antidote to regret. Choosing action is key. Sir Winston Churchill said, the only thing I fear in life is inaction. That was the only thing he feared, was not acting. He never said, I regret not doing this, I regret, or I regret doing this, regret doing that. It was not acting. How many of you have had an experience where you wish you would have stood up for somebody? I had actually a really cool experience about a year or two ago. I was walking to my practice, and I was walking to practice. It was on a Saturday. I had to go in. I was going to do some notes for about an hour and come back. I had to get it done. So I said, okay, I had delayed. I had procrastinated. So I said, this is going to get done. I'm going to choose it right now. The family was kind of doing their own thing, so we did that. So I'm starting walking to my practice, and next to the garbage can, I see a diaper sitting next to the garbage can. And this is this is our practice. It's our parking lot. We're looking around, and I thought, oh shoot. So I ran inside, grabbed some tissue paper, and I lifted up the diaper, and there was about $300+ sitting underneath it. Started kind of going away in the breeze. I picked it all up, and I thought, oh my gosh. My first thought was, some young mother was changing her kid's diaper, launched it into the garbage, missed it, and for some reason a bunch of money came out. I started feeling really bad, and just then a guy and a girl came running up to me, recording me, and I was kind of taken off guard. And they said, hey, we've been sitting here for hours all day, and X amount of people, tons of people have walked by, and some people have seen that and have just walked around it. Why did you pick it up? I said, well, number one, my thought is, if this poor mother was struggling, with screaming kids, the best service I could do for her was, hey, she missed it by a little bit. I wanted to make that. And plus, I wanted the parking lot to be clean. That's what I do no matter where I go. If there's a pop can on the ground, we try to pick it up and clean it up. They ended up representing a TV show. I don't even know if it's even taken off yet. It was Random Acts of Kindness is what they had said it was. And they had said that was an act of kindness, was picking up some garbage. So I said, well, great. And at first I had said, you know what, why don't you give this money to someone who could actually use it? They said, that we'll leave that up to you. You choose. So on that day, I said, you know what, I'm actually going to receive this money. I'm going to receive it. And then move it aside, maybe put it along to something that would be beneficial to my family or to someone else. But that ability to act paid me. How amazing was that? I would have thought about that and thought about it and thought about it, and I would feel horrible that a patron would see that, walking by saying, oh, this place is filthy, or a patron actually picking it up instead of me picking it up. I would have regretted that. How many things go on in your life that you regret? So trusting in yourself, creating self-confidence is key. The groundwork of all confidence is keeping the promises you make to yourself. So if you say tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up at 6 a.m., get up at 6. Keep the promise. And when you've kept the promise to yourself, talk to yourself and tell yourself, acknowledge yourself, hey, I kept my promise. You will start to trust yourself as you keep your promises, and regret won't even cross your mind. So again, the number one antidote to regret is not having confidence in yourself. Learn to have self-confidence. Now, there is power in having the right people in the room, the right minds in the room, having a board of advisors, people that you trust. That is key. Seeking counsel from people who've already been there, that's key. But just seeking the opinion of random people. The other day, some people had asked us, hey, we have an idea of just setting up a cookie shop of a famous cookie store. Is that a good idea? What do you think? I said, well, do you know cookies? Do you know business? Do you know the market? Why would you do it? Oh, they just make a lot of money. So should we do it? They were seeking my approval. They were seeking my opinion. So when you guys are seeking the opinion of other people, especially people who may not have an expertise in your field, you're going to get a vast majority of opinions based off of that. So yes, you want to ask and invite the right people to be in the room, especially people who have already been where you want to be. That is going to be one of the keys of distancing yourself from regret. And again, I'm not saying that there aren't going to be things that you wish had turned out better. Let them be lessons to you. The number two antidote that I have found, the second best antidote to regret, is being very crystal clear in asking for what you want. Being very clear, ask for it. How many times have we wanted something and it turns out if we'd have just asked, we could have had it? Our 9-year-old gave a very perfect example of this. He lost a tooth this year, and he lost a tooth and he wrote a letter to the tooth fairy. And the tooth fairy, he said, hey, I would like $20 for this tooth, but here's why. I want to go to the book fair and buy a book, and I also want to buy some books for my brothers. Well, the tooth fairy said, hey, this sounds like a great idea, and you got it. So the next morning he comes up to us and says, Mom, Dad, you're not going to believe it. I asked the tooth fairy for $20, and she gave it to me, $20. And this is what he said. He goes, Dad, you and Mom always teach us, it never hurts to ask. Be laser focused on what you want. When you have understood what you want, the who becomes very clear with who can help you get there. Your how becomes very clear. How can I obtain this? Your time frame of when can you obtain this becomes clear. And that only then defines and solidifies your why, which solidifies your mission, which then solidifies your vision. These are what you do to create massive success. Make it a rule in your life to never regret. Never look back. Regret is an appalling waste of time. It's an appalling waste of energy. You can only wallow in it. You'll only miss as you're regretting the things that you could have done or should have done. Take that out of your vocabulary, by the way, should. You're wasting time, and you're going to miss the opportunity that is coming your way that you've been praying for and working so hard for. Get rid of, destroy, eliminate regret from your life. There are only lessons. They'll keep coming in different forms until you really learn them. When you recognize that you trust yourself, when you know that you trust yourself, when you're crystal clear on your intentions for what you want, you will only get to your destination faster. Your who can help me get here? Who can I help get there? Becomes very, very clear. And you will be able to obtain an incredible life when you destroy this part from your life. So you guys, no regret. I'm going to say it again. If you think the cost of winning is too great or is too high, the cost of winning is too high, wait until you get the bill from regret.